हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। भवानी शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। Hari Om, Hari Om. We are seeing the 16th chapter of Gita. Here Bhagavan reveals the two types of sampatti, the Daivi and the Asuri. The Daivi sampatti leads to moksha, and Asuri keeps a person bound to this samsara. So Daivi sampad vimokshaya nibandhaya suri mata ma shuchak sampadam daivim abhijatosi pandava. Bhagavan tells Arjuna that you don't grieve, you are born with the Daivi sampatti, and therefore you will ultimately gain that moksha. Bhavi kalyanaha. In future there is all goodness for you. Now let us continue with verse number 6. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura eva cha daivo vistarashah prokta asuram partha me shrunu. Bhagavan says that in this world of human beings, there are two main types of this creation. Dvau, two types, bhuta sargo, bhutanam manushyanam sargo, shrushtihi, shrushti, bhuta sargo, shrujyete iti. So the human beings are of broadly of two types. And they are Daiva Asura Evacha. They are the Daiva and Asuri, the divine and the devilish, the Devtas and the Asuras. Even in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is said कि द्वयोः प्राजापत्या देवाश्च asuraश्च, that the Prajapati has two types of children, the Devatas and the Asuras. See, even in the Puranas we keep hearing the stories of how the Devatas and Asuras, they keep fighting with each other. Sometimes the Devatas win and sometimes the Asuras win. So what is there in the whole world outside is also present within us. The Devatas and the Asuras are also within us. So we saw the qualities, the virtues of the Devatas, Abhayam, Sattva Samshuddhihi, Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi, etc. And also the nature of these asuras as Dambho, Darpo, Atimanascha, Krodha, Parushyameva, etc. So these two types of beings are always there, because there are these three gunas. So based on these three gunas, the Sattva Pradhan, those who have predominant Sattva gun, they are the Devatas, and those who have predominant Rajogun and Tamogun, they express the Asuri tendencies. So Daivo Vistarasha Proktaha Asuram Partha me Shrunu. Bhagavan says, I have told you in detail the nature of the Devatas, the 26 virtues which were enumerated. Bhagavan says, I have revealed to you the nature of these Devatas. Now you understand from me the nature of these Asuras in detail. Though briefly Bhagavan had revealed the 6 negative virtues of these Asuras, but now he tells us in more detail, because only when we comprehend it properly we will be able to renounce them. Shankaracharya ji in his commentary he writes कि आ अध्याय परिसमाप्तेः आसुरी संपत् प्राणी विशेषणत्वेन प्रदर्श्यते प्रत्यक्षीकरणेन च शक्यते अस्य परिवर्जनं कर्तुम् इति. That now from this verse, next verse onwards, all the way to the end of this chapter, Bhagavan will reveal the nature of these asuras. Because only when we identify them properly, we will be able to renounce them. We should be able to identify them properly. Then we can have an antidote for them. See, nowadays also, this because of this virus, they have made this vaccine. So it takes its own time to prepare that vaccine, because first they have to identify this virus, then understand their nature, how they attack, how they enter our cells, what is the mechanism, how this virus enter the cell and keeps duplicating itself and spreading all over the body. So understanding the nature of this virus help to create an antidote against them, a vaccine against them. Similarly, if we want to fight against these asuras within us, we have to recognize them properly. What is their strength, what is their weakness, from where they arise, how do they express themselves. If we can recognize them properly, we will be able to eliminate them from our system. Therefore, it is very important that we understand them in detail. So Bhagavan now describes in detail the Asuri tendencies from verse number 7. So let us chant. प्रवृत्तिंच निवृत्तिंच जनान विदुरासुराः न शौचं नापि चाचारः न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते. Bhagavan says, this Asuri people, they do not understand what? They don't understand pravrutti and nivrutti also. Pravrutti means engaging ourselves in certain activities to achieve our goal. Pravartanam yasmin purushartha sadhane kartavye pravrittihi. So to engage in certain activities so that we can attain our goal, what we want. And nivrutti means restrain ourselves from certain activities which might lead to some problem, some grave situation. So that is how a person judges in life and moves forward. We have to, at every moment, we have to understand what we should do and what we should not do. That is called, to do is called pravrutti, and to avoid certain actions is called nivrutti. Because the little actions which we perform in our life, that alone determines the quality of our life and our future also. Whatever be our background, at every moment we have to take decisions about our activities of our day-to-day life, right from our morning. The first and a very difficult decision is to wake up, especially in this winter, come out of the razai and prepare ourselves, take bath and all. Then about food, we have to decide what to eat, what not to eat. About dress, we have to decide what to wear, what not to wear. About going out and interacting with people, whether to go, not to go, what type of work I should do, what type of work I should avoid, what people I should interact with, whom I should avoid. So many little decisions we have to take every moment. And the decisions are broadly twofold: to do or not to do. To do this action or not to do this action. So the thought comes in our mind and we evaluate the situation, and then we come to the conclusion that okay, we will do this action and we will avoid this action. See, simple day-to-day activities and all, even if we take some wrong decisions and all, it doesn't matter much. But there are situations in life wherein our decisions play a very important role. It can change our whole life. One tiny little decision can transform our whole life. Not only our life, it can affect the life of others around us. Depending on our own status, our own capacity, our decisions can influence the life of others around us. Like we see, if a politician is there or some business person is there, their one decision can affect many people around for a long time to come also. Like in our own country, in the past, the politicians, whatever decisions they had taken, is affecting us even now. So also the decisions which our own parents had taken, which our great grandparents had taken, have affected our life. So that is how our human life is, that we have to constantly take decisions with the help of our buddhi. See, animals, birds, plants and all, they are guided by nature. They don't have to sit and worry. They just respond to the situation around, react to the situation. But human beings, they have to take important decisions in life, which really matters, which can be totally transforming. And for taking this decision, we should have a good buddhi, great ability to think and distinguish between what is my kartavya and what is not my kartavya. Means what is my duty and what is not my duty. What is dharma and what is not dharma. What is papa and what is not what is punya. What involves good virtues and what are negative virtues. What action will involve himsa and what actions will be free from himsa and violence towards other beings. So all this, when we understand deeply about this also, Bhagavan will talk in detail in the 18th chapter, that we should have a sattvic intellect to distinguish and take proper decisions in life. It doesn't matter, even a little child has to decide. Elderly people have to decide. No doubt, many times we help little children to take decisions, but at every moment you can't be there behind them. So these decisions play an important role. And a person who can think very clearly and understand, evaluate situation and decide properly will be able to move ahead and reach the ultimate goal. But the trouble with those who are asuri, that they can't just decide. They can't come to a proper understanding of what they should do and what they should not do. Why? Because the basis is missing. Their decisions, their motivation is from some emotion. Later on also we'll see, before also we have seen that how anger rules their life, how different types of kamnas are there, pride is there, dambha is there, hypocrisy, and foolishness, ignorance. So they fail to take proper decisions in life. So pravrittincha nivrittincha jana na vidurasuraha. That is the very nature of this asuri people, or asuri pravritti within us, that we fail to understand क्या करना चाहिए और क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. And such asuri people, they don't surrender to a wise person also. Or even if some wise person tries to teach them, tell them, they don't listen to them. I had given example of Ravan. Hanumanji tried to teach him, Vibhishan tried to teach him, some other elderly dharmic people in Lanka, they tried to teach him. His own wife tried to teach him what is good and what is not good. But he was not available. Because of his pride, because of his hypocrisy, because of his darpa and ajnana, it's not available. So they end up taking wrong decisions, which not only harm them, but destroy the people around them. The whole Lanka, so prosperous, so wealthy, the whole Lanka got burnt and all people got wiped out because of one faulty decision of this Asura Ravan. So pravrittincha nivrittincha janaha na viduhu asuraha. Asuras, they don't understand. Not only that these little actions in life, but also the direction in which we should take our life. What should be our path? What should be our goal? Because the goal is not clear in their mind. Okay, why are we living? What are we achieving? What do we want in life? If that is not very clear, we fail to take even little decisions properly in life. हमें पता नहीं हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं. See, even the flight, when the plane they fly, they have their map, their charted direction and the height and the speed and everything. It is all standardized. So they follow that route and reach their destination. Otherwise, in space, you don't see any mark, any sign. But they are tuned to the radar, tuned to the ATC or whatever, and they guide their flight accordingly to reach their destination. But suppose a person just flies without taking support from the ground staff, without taking support of the radars, without taking support of the GPS and all, and just flies and whatever looks good, go in that direction, will not be able to reach proper destination. Similarly, these asuras, they don't have proper understanding of their goal, they don't have proper understanding of their life, they don't value goodness, they don't value dharma. So their actions are totally erratic. At a particular time, how they will respond, react, nobody can even predict. Suddenly they will get overpowered by anger and they will do something, or get overpowered by some greed and start acting in different way, or propelled by pride they will start working in different direction. So there is no proper understanding of pravrutti and nivrutti in their life. That is the sign of asuri tendency. So even if in our life, if we get this thing, we should be very careful. See, Arjuna also got confused regarding his duties. He also did not know whether to fight or not to fight. He was thoroughly confused, but because of his deep Daivi quality, he surrendered to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He just did not do as he felt, but he surrendered to Bhagavan Sri Krishna and asked him very sincerely, please tell me, I am confused regarding dharma. Dharma sammudha chetaha. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Please teach me. This is the quality of divinity. That even when they are confused, they know that I should surrender to a wise person. I should take counsel from them and let them help me take proper decision. Because I by myself cannot think properly. See, when a person is drunk and he can't even walk straight and he has to drive back home and his friend is also there. So if that some goodness is there in that drunk person deep within, he will allow his friend to drive. He will say, okay, I will just sit back and you drive. Because if I drive, I will not know in which direction I am taking the vehicle. But an asuri person will try to drive himself. An asuri person drives his own life totally drunk, totally disillusioned, totally confused. So, pravrittincha nivrittincha na viduhu asura janaha. They don't understand. Because the pravritti, whatever actions we perform immediately and also a sequence of action, they are performed to attain certain goal, to achieve certain things. Action by themselves are not the ultimate aim. Through the action we want to achieve something. So if that is not clear, our actions will not be clear. And we should also understand that this set of action will lead me into danger, lead me into trouble, will not take me towards my goal. Then I can avoid those actions. But asuras don't understand this. So pravrittincha nivrittincha janaha na vidurasuraha. Not only they don't understand pravritti and nivritti, but also na shaucham, na apicha acharaha, na satyam teshu vidyate. Bhagavan says they don't have these things in their life. What? Na shaucham. There is no purity, there is no cleanliness of their body, mind, thinking, behavior, words. There is nothing is clean. They are totally dirty. Dirty in their words, dirty in their thinking, dirty in their interaction. So there is no shaucham. Shuchi nahi hai, purity nahi hai. See, purity is required at all levels. Hmm? That pavitrata is also required. Not only cleanliness, but we also require purity. Huh? But that is not there in their life. Unclean, dirty. And nacha api acharaha, also they don't have proper behavior. Acharaha means sadacharaha, behavior, good behavior. Means good lifestyle, good daily practice. That is part of our achar. Hmm? The way we, the time, the way we sleep and we get up, the type of food which we eat, the type of daily practice we do of worshipping Ishvara, japa, puja, tapa, satsang, the type of karma which we perform, the way we interact with our fellow beings, with our elders, with our those who are junior to us, the way we interact with nature, with beings, animals. All this is our achar, our way of living. Not the standard of living, but the way we live. Yeah. But Asura will not have all this. No manners. Will not have any manners. Neither at home nor out in public. Behaving totally rashly. Disturbing the people around. Talking loudly, shouting in public places, misusing the public properties, creating all nuisance. Even while traveling and all, we see such people. In the flight, they will shout from one end to the other end, they will talk to their friends or someone. They enter the bathroom and spoil the whole place, throw away the tissue papers everywhere, leave the whole place wet and dirty. Block the way, not aware of what is happening around. So that is what is the asura. They're blind. They are what you call not aware, thoroughly ignorant. So nacha acharaha, na satyam teshu vidyate, and there is no truthfulness in their life. They don't value truth. For them, lying and telling all sorts of false things are natural. Nowadays with this mobile and all, we can hear people lying loudly and publicly also. They will be talking to someone and telling something else only. They will be in the garden talking loudly and telling that fellow that, oh, I am in the office having a meeting. And there he is eating golgappe in the garden. So there is no truth, lying in the relationship, lying to their own wife or husband or children, lying to their boss, lying to their parents, lying about everything, lying about their life, lying about everything, cheating, talking totally ill, taking money and all from people, telling them one thing, but having some other intention in the mind, lying about something. I will give you tomorrow, and the tomorrow never comes. So this type of asuri, these are all asuri vrittis. See, I am just giving some points, hints you can imagine. The idea is not to see these qualities in others and criticize and judge them, but to find if such things are there hidden within us and to eliminate them, to not encourage them, to recognize them and remove them from our system by cultivating and strengthening the devatas. See, that is how it works. The asuras and devatas in the Puranas also, it is always there, they keep fighting with each other. So sometimes the asuras win, sometimes the devatas win. Always it is like that. Not that always devatas win, sometimes asuras also win. So sometimes in our life, love, compassion, friendship, generosity, gentleness wins. But sometimes anger, passion, pride, greed, they also win. So these devatas, they took help of that Paramatma and asked him that what should we do? These asuras are creating so much nuisance. So Bhagavan says, you dive deep, churn this milky ocean and take out that Amrut and drink that Amrut. Become immortal. Let the goodness become immortal. Let your Satya, Ahimsa and all these good qualities become immortal. Means strengthen them. Make them invincible. Make them strong. Then the asuras will not be able to defeat you. Otherwise, they might defeat. So, na shaucham, na api cha acharaha, na satyam teshu vidyate. But why these asuras, they have these negative tendencies? Because their whole thinking, their whole philosophy is wrong. Their whole mental makeup is wrong. Just as our computer or mobile, if we have some application, the whole application will work according to its own rules and regulations. Nowadays we have this problem with some application. They steal all our privacy, our information, data. They have their own policies. So what can one do? If you want to avoid all this, then just delete that application. Or use whatever security measures to protect yourself. Similarly, these asuras, they behave this badly. Why? Because their application is wrong. They have downloaded some negative apps in their system. Their philosophies are wrong. The basis of all the decision making, that basis itself is wrong. So what is wrong? What is the main defect in them? That is now said in the next verse. Bhagavan says, asatyam apratishthante jagadahuranishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kama hetukam. They say, they have their own philosophy, these asuras, because their whole life is based on asatyam only, falsehood, lie, cheating, deceit. So according to them, the whole world is based on deceit only. Asatyam, apratishtham, te jagat ahuhu. They think that whole world this entire world, the human world as well as the animals and all, but mainly they are talking about this human world. They say, according to their philosophy, that this whole world is based on asatyam, cheating, lying, selfishness. That basically everyone is selfish, everyone lies, everyone cheats. That is the way of this world. It is not based on any good values. Asatyam apratishtham. There is no pratishtha of dharma, etc. Shankaracharya ji writes कि यथा वयम अनृत प्रायाः तथा इदम जगत सर्वम असत्यम. Just as I am, my life is based on asatyam. Asura will think that just as I lie, I cheat, I plunder. Similarly, the world is also like that only. He looks at the world as he looks at himself or herself. Because that is how we look actually. According to our own understanding of our own self, according to our own depth to which we have recognized ourselves, we recognize the world around us. So this person knows that I am selfish, I am lying, cheating, because however much you might act nicely in the world, however much you might act hypocritically, but your own conscience knows that you are lying, you are cheating, you are a useless fellow. But this asuras think the whole world is like that. So asatyam apratishtham. Na asya dharma dharma pratishtha ataha apratishtancha iti te asura janaha jagadahuhu. They consider this whole world as not based on any dharma. See, their vision of this world is highly materialistic. Later on, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji writes, it is the lokayatika drishtihi, the vision of a materialistic person who looks at the whole world from a very sensual level only, at the level of perception. What do we, when we just observe the world from our own bias, the whole world appears like that to us. So this person's life is based on cheating, lying. So he looks at the whole world also like that. कि इधर कुछ धर्म अधर्म ये वो सब बेकार बकवास है, पाप पुण्य and all. If you want something, you take it. If you can take it by force, you take it by force. If not, cheat the other person and take it. The whole purpose is to grab it. And in the world also, because a lot of other asuras are there, they also appreciate. They appreciate person who becomes great after cheating and looting. They say, such a fellow is like my ideal. One who did lot of scams and cheated and looted and plundered the government, plundered other people and amassed lot of wealth. There are other asuras who appreciate that. They will say, oh, great. So asatyam apratishtham, where there is no dharma. See, to understand dharma, we have to have a sublime and a pure antakarana. Because dharma talks about the law of karma. That if you do something good, you will get good result. If you do something bad, you will get bad result. But these asuras, they don't understand this. because they in their life they experience, they say that I have cheated and I got so much money, I looted and I got so much of benefit, I destroyed that person and it was very good for me. So they just look at the day-to-day, their experiences in the life. They don't see from the standpoint of life and death. They don't see from the universal standpoint. For them, this life itself is final. They don't believe in the other life, because a dharmic person believes in life after death. The dharmic person believes in the life before we were born. Dharmic person believes in some other world. Dharmic person believes in Ishvara, who takes care of everyone and who gives the result according to our karma. But these asuras, they don't understand this dharma. धर्म की बात उनको समझ में नहीं आती है. They understand the language of violence. They understand the language of strength and power. If someone more strong comes and tells them, you better not do this, otherwise I will beat you up, they understand that. But if someone says that if you do this wrong thing, you will incur sin and it will give you a lot of sorrows in future, they don't understand this. They say it's a bakwas hai. If nobody catches me, if nobody watches me, then I can do all bad things. Doesn't matter. There is no God seeing what I am doing. There are no devtas who are seeing what I am doing. There is only government and police and the other society and all, and the CCTV camera. All these are there. I have to just avoid them. I should just be careful. Even when they get caught and they are put to jail, they contemplate there ki what went wrong. I tried to steal this, but I was caught. So they try to contemplate कि क्या गलत किया मैंने. गलत किया means चोरी किया वो गलत है ऐसा नहीं, but how, where did I commit mistake that I got caught. Then they learn from other criminals in the jail also कि ये आपको ऐसा करना चाहिए. Then once they come out of jail, they become more seasoned criminals. They work towards doing certain things without getting caught. And as they progress in their criminality, they become more and more expert. When they really progress very high, they then join politics also. And then they use all their talents in various fields. In general, I'm not saying that all politicians are bad, but the criminality, it keeps on increasing, becoming more and more ruthless and more deceitful, because their whole basis is wrong. What is wrong? They don't believe in dharma. They don't think that dharma exists. They don't think that law of karma exists. They think it is all wrong. They believe in might is right. That's what Ravan had his own philosophy. Whatever is his philosophy, that whatever you like, you take it from whoever that person is. If he is weak, you just grab it from him. If he is little strong, then fight with him and defeat him and take it away. Ravan liked the Pushpak Viman, which his own cousin had. So he just took it. He took it away from him. That is their philosophy. कि आपके पास शक्ति है तो छीन लो, झपट लो. That is how this lion became the king of the forest, because of his own strength, power. So if you have the power, you take, you grab. Huh? They don't believe in weakness, they don't believe in protecting or taking care of the weak, because they don't believe in dharma. See, Hanumanji also very powerful, but he used his power to protect, to take care of the weak. That's how dharma is holistic. And there is this law of karma which follows us throughout, whether we believe or not. If we have done something wrong, papa, then we will get the phala for that. If we have done punya, we will get the phala for that. If not in this life, in the future life. But asuras, they don't believe in all this. So asatyam, they believe that cheating, looting itself is the dharma. Apratishtham, there is no pratishtha, there is no basis of dharma. And another thing is anishwaram, there is no Ishvara. Why there is no dharma? Because there is no Ishvara, there is no God. These are all created by human mind out of their fear. There is no such thing called God. What God? The whole world is just running here only. We imagine some God taking care of this world. We imagine some God who is looking at our actions and judging us, that he has done some papa karma, so give him punishment. He has done punya, so give him some reward. He says all these are not there. Koi Bhagwan nahi hai. You yourself are Bhagwan. In the bargain of Bhagwan and all, you will miss out in your life. Thinking about Bhagwan and all, you will not enjoy your life here. Thinking of Bhagwan, you will not indulge in pleasures, and you will waste your time taking care of other weak people in this world. Your life will just go by. So Anishwaram, Ishwar nahi hai. Then how is this world running? They say it is running because of kama, desires. Desires make this world move, not Bhagwan. Kamana, lust, at all levels. Aparaspara sambhutam kim anyat kama hetukam. Other than kama, what is there which is running the show of this world? Human beings, animals, bird, plant, they are motivated by what? Kamana. See, even if you look from a very materialistic standpoint, we see all beings, their one basic motivation of all these other beings are that survival. They want to survive. They just want to survive. That is the basic instinct in all beings. Animal, birds, plant, virus, bacteria, they just want to survive. Now this virus has created so much of havoc in the world. What does it want? It wants to survive. It wants to just occupy. It cannot survive by itself. It needs human vehicle to stay and survive. Human body is required for them to survive. And they work hard to do it. If we prepare some antidote vaccine against them, they will change themselves, they will modify themselves. So we thinking that, oh, he has got two hands, so let me do something so that I can break his hand. So by the time I prepare medicine to break the hands of the virus, they make 4 hands. They create 10 hands. That's how they mutate. The mutation happens in the virus, in the bacteria. We take antibiotics. After taking them for some time, the bacteria know this fellow will take this antibiotic, let me change myself, let me modify myself. So they keep modifying, they keep becoming stronger and stronger. Then our antibiotics don't work on them. Because they are trying to survive. Everyone is trying to survive. The animal, birds, plant, virus. Survival is the basic instinct. And once we survive, why do we want to survive? So that we enjoy being alive and we enjoy and to gain pleasures. So pleasures, that's kama, bhoga, that is also the basic instinct in all beings. Bhoga karo, animal, bird, plant, khao, pio, so jao, reproduce. Bhoga, bhoga, bhoga. Survive and seek pleasures. That is the basic thing which we see if you just look at the world at the level of perception. And that is what the asuras they see. They see the world from the standpoint of their senses only. The materialistic, the scientific, so-called the scientific and the materialistic vision of the world. And from that vision, they come to the conclusion that there is no Ishvara, that there is no such thing called dharma, that every being is motivated by kamana of survival and pleasure, and which species will progress and survive depends on how strong they are and how selfish they are. Out of all the species, those who are strong and they selfish and they have destroyed the other species, they survived. Or they adopt themselves, they change themselves, they change their body, they change their defense system in their body. So some adopt to survive in the waters, some adopt to survive in harsh climates, too much of cold, too much of heat. There is one tiny little creature called tardigrade, which can survive the harshest conditions. Tardigrade. They have left some of them on the moon also. They can survive immense heat, they can survive radiation, they can survive in space, they can go without food for years together. A human species, we call ourselves Homo sapiens. There were other species who got eliminated. We survived because we were stronger, we could suppress them also. So that is what the asuras, they look at this world from their perception, for them this life and what they pursue through their senses itself is true. So through your senses you will not understand dharma. Dharma is not the topic, not within the grasp of our senses. Dharma can be understood only when we have a holistic vision. Why we should be good cannot be understood through our senses. Because if we just observe the world through our senses, then we will think selfishness is good, anger is good, jealousy is good, greed is good, pride is good. That is what the asuras they conclude. Gussa karo, chino, jhapto, maro, kato, pito. That's how you will serve. They teach their children also. Hiranyakashipu tried to teach this to Prahlad, but Prahlad said, no, this is not proper. God is there, Bhagwan is there who is taking care of all. His father said, "You useless fellow, there is no God. I alone am God. Worship me, your father." Prahlad said, "No, God is there. He is everywhere. Even in the so-called matter, God is there." His father kicked that pillar and Bhagwan came out from there. So Asuras, they don't believe in God, they don't believe in Dharma. Because Dharma cannot be understood with our sense perception. And they live at the level of their sense perception. God cannot be understood through sense perception. So because of this philosophy, they express anger, jealousy, greed, passion in their life and make their own life hell. See, all this description is given so that we recognize this asuri vritti within us and give it up. It is not good. It will lead to bondage. And Daivi Sampatti alone will lead to freedom. More about this we will see in our class tomorrow. So till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana, contemplate on what you have heard, and we shall meet again tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Boli Siyavar Ramachandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.